Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART, time for Classic, and for today what I do have in here is Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin, a game developed by Capcom, and it is using their whole internal engine called AMD Framework. So I will be running the game at 1080p using the maximum settings. The LOD setting in here, the off, is better than on. Alright, that's why it is off. And this is the results that I had with multiple different settings. So let's start with 4K. Both 4K maximum settings and median settings runs pretty much the same. So what you can expect it is an average of 50 frames per second with a 1% low of 25. So it does drop below 30 frames per second at some moments. 1440p with maximum settings, the average it is 90, but there are some moments where it might drop below 60. And 1080p. My average was the limits of the frame rate of this game, which is 144. I will explain a little bit more later into it. And the minimum was around 100 frames per second. So at 1080p, it just runs flawlessly fine, completely above 60 with no issues whatsoever. And that is no surprise because the requirements for this game are quite low. Interestingly enough, the graphics requirements for the recommended and the minimum are the same, so they do recommend and ask for a GTX 560 or an RX 560. Alright, so what can I tell more about the performance? So this game have a frame rate cap of 144 frames per second. At least it is not 60, just like a lot of Japanese games out there, so it's not entirely bad news on that regard. So, I mean, for example, let's pretend you are going with 1440p maximum settings. Throughout the game, your experience will be above 60 frames per second with no issues whatsoever, but there are some selected moments when you are attacking, for example, that every time you attack an opponent you see a side-by-side screen with your player attacking and also with your opponent attacking. And those moments and also some special attacks can bring a little bit your GPU down, and that's the most demanding moments I did found on my benchmark so far. And yeah, I think it's really that for many people, I think that won't be an issue and they will be just fine with 1440p maximum settings, enjoying 60 frames per second or above pretty much all the time. But I wanted to have a fully stable 60 frames per second, and so I decided to go with 1080p. And not only that, I know that the majority of the people that brought this GPU will be playing at 1080p because of their screens, so there's that. Alright, so what can I tell more about the performance? There is no much more to say, alright? So I will be talking a little bit about the game and why I'm covering this Japanese title. Alright, let's go. Well, Monster Hunter Stories 2, what can I say about this game? So this is a different take on the Monster Hunter series, it's a spin-off. Alright, and while the original one, it is kind of a real-time combat and... well, it's that. Monster Hunter Stories 2, it is a turn-based combat, so it's essentially a turn-based JRPG. So, this is a little bit weird because I never played any of these games before. I don't know very well the lore and the core gameplay of these games since I only played the demo, so everything was really new to me. But all I can say, and I have to agree with some Steam users out there, this resembles a lot of the actual Pokemon. The thing is, I never played the recent Pokemons on Switch, but many users are claiming that Pokemon watch and learn what these guys have done with Monster Hunter Stories 2. Many users are claiming that this is far superior to what Pokemon is on Switch at the moment, because yes, this game it is available in fact only available on Switch and also on the PC. It wasn't really released on Sony PlayStation or Xbox, so the only place where you can get the game it is either Switch or PC. And it seems that Switch users are a little bit pissed off with the Pokemon series at the moment. They are a little bit disappointed, and they've kind of started to play Monster Hunter series and felt that this game was superior. So what you can expect from this game, it is kind of a vast world to explore, and we will have an adventure with hundreds of monsters and that you can raise and hatch their eggs. So yeah, it's essentially like Pokemon. There will be tons of cutscenes inside the game, tons of NPCs with different personalities, a lot of one with forced ones, just like pretty much all Japanese RPGs out there. But the good thing is that every monster will feel very different, all right, and you will be fighting alongside with other teammates that you have inside the game. Also, one of the big selling points of this game is that you can play cooperative with a friend. So if you are into that type of stuff, you can ask a friend of yours to buy the game and play alongside with him. The downside of this, and this really pissed off a lot of people, is that you can't do that from the start. So you need to go through 4 to 6 hours of gameplay first. It's kind of a tutorial moments which you need to go through, and only then the game will unlock its multiplayer features, and only then you can play cooperative with your friends. There is also PvP, so if you don't have friends to play with, you can fight against other players, which I think it is rather interesting. And well, there is also a lot of characters customization, and there are tons of replayability stuff that you can do. But the thing is, it can get really repetitive with the dungeons, and well, there's pretty much that. Alright, so yeah, it's the typical big adventure JRPG that you have, but inside the Monster Hunter stories, and people are really satisfied with the game. This game scored on Metacritic around 80 of score. On Steam, users are giving it 70%. Alright, so my experience and all the things that I have saying in here, it is based on the reviews that I've read so far on Steam. I haven't really had a great experience. I'm just expressing what people have said on Steam and reviews. Alright, this is not my own opinion. It is what I've read so far about the game, and it seems that the majority of the people it is really satisfied. What I'm personally not satisfied, it is really the price. This game features the novel, so it means that if you are waiting for a free version of this game, you won't be, finding it online, at least not as fast as people are expecting. But I never know about that. I don't want to talk about that subject in here because it's a little bit complicated on YouTube. But yeah, there's that. And if you want to buy the game will cost you $59.99 on Steam. So it's a rather expensive game, but it is also a game that can last you for about around 50 to 60 hours. And if you are really completely crazy and you want to do every single stuff of this game, including achievements, you can play up to 200 hours if you want. So it's really a big game, and despite you are paying a lot for it, you will get a lot of hours out of this game. Alright, so if you care about that, and if that it is important to you, at least there's that. Alright, so I think that's all that I can talk about the Monster Hunter Stories 2. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video and the game, of course. Anyway, if you don't feel comfortable with this video and you really want to play before buy it, there is a demo available on Steam. The demo, it was what I have used to benchmark the game. You just need to search it on Steam. There is a demo there that you can play. It is a big demo. It can last you about 2 to 3 hours to finish up the demo. So it's a big demo. It should allow you to understand the core gameplay and the game. And after that, you can take your decision to buy or not to buy the game. Alright, so that's that. Thank you a lot for watching, guys. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
This'll put you out of commission. What a heart-pounding battle!
All right, we did it, buddy!
Boy, was my heart thumping. But you did great, newbie. Looks like you've got your grandpa's skills.
What did I tell ya? This famous feline knows talent when he sees it. This is the start of something epic, I tell ya. From here on out, we're gonna be partners. And I'll do it all totally free of charge. Although, if you really want to thank me, I wouldn't say no to a couple of donuts.
You know, you could just ask for something to eat if you're hungry.
Oh! Hey! Get back, you guys! Who said I was Monster Munchies?
This furball's not like other felines, huh? But hey, you got an egg out of the deal. Wanna head home?